What's going on, everybody? Goose on the 13th here with a look at another suit for the week of the 6th of February 2025. We finally got another mainline weekly suit here with the Zeta Gundam 3P2 type, or the red Zeta as most people call it, except ours isn't red because they already changed the color. But checking out the weapons here, we got a beam pistol, 2k ammo at 6 here for 300 range, cooldown time of 4, reload of 8, and focus of 1 second. This actually has an instant stun on the main shot as well as a burst down when you do the charge. This is a 650 raid type for ground and space, and unfortunately because it is a transformable type, it does not actually get any kind of compatibility. Still, it seems like they're kind of squeamish on letting that happen. I wonder if that's just because of the way that they do the transform, but obviously no, because they grandfathered in what, I think the double Zeta to keep it, so I think that's a little bit odd. But this is another 2 melee raid right here. So we got 240 on the regular saber. This actually has a really slow downswing, but we also have the double here, double beam saber for 2800 each. This is actually pretty potent and has a good long-reaching downswing. The neutral is just bringing them both down and like blocking somebody's head. But as you can see, this also doesn't really have a lot of sidekick. We have the Vulcan guns here. These actually accumulate really well. And we have grenade launchers. To my understanding, these actually just stun on contact. You can spread them around and try to get some people a little bit caught up. But keep in mind that these actually fire in a burst. So you can try to cancel them out a little bit, but you're going to have to consciously do that in order to keep them from just all barfing out at once. In the transformation, then we have the pistol as a regular stun, and then we have beam guns that come out for the transformation itself. Although in this case, these are actually pretty nice with a good heat rate of 12, 400 power, 350 range, and they burst down really well and accumulate pretty fast. I kind of wish that this, once we get into it, and I'll show you guys, but I wish that this still remained or maintained its charge. It's just now a regular shot with no chance to charge. And I get that this kind of makes up for it a little bit, but it would be nice if they're just both. And we'll get into why a little bit here, because now we're gonna shift back over here. So stats wise, let's look at the health and all that good stuff. 71k in the health, ballistic resistance is 18, beam resistance is 24, melee resistance is 30, range strength is 25, melee strength at baseline is actually 40, so not too bad to be able to bump that up. Movement speed of 135, top speed of 225, thruster gauge of 80, and a turning speed of 72. In terms of our part slottage, unlike our other video where we were talking about the narrative, these guys are not even keel. We got a lot more close range here at 20, medium range is 18, and long range of 10. So, getting into the skills here. We got Assault Booster 3, High Performance Balancer 1, High Spec Ambac 2, Maneuver Armor 3, Force Injector 3, so we're doing a lot of stuff in terms of moving here, and they really want you to try to be able to dig in. That being said, I do find it a little bit funny, because even looking at this right now, and some of the stuff that they give you makes up for it, kinda. But like, there's no offense system on this. You're telling me that we just got a 500 cost general that got offense system when this thing didn't? I think that's really silly. But reeling it back a little bit here, we also have melee combo controller too, so you still get your 3 swings. An aerial melee system level 2. So this, on top of having the also any attacks executed while the skill is active, increase in power by 30%, so you get extra damage when it's actually a level 2. But this suit actually lets you downswing in the air with both melee weapons, so the single and the double. So you actually get a little bit of diversity depending on what you want. I will say, and maybe it's just, I think it might just be, human error on my part, but detransforming, getting the shot in, and then switching into another suit, because we're having, and I'll show you guys the other skill that I'm talking about here. Melee Battle Optimizer reduces the weapon switching time by 30% between both melee, so you can actually get them both out in tandem back and forth for downswings really fast. But I think because they let us have this skill, that the regular ready up time and the way that the hang time animation for the suit comes when it detransforms or just drops down in general, it feels really slow to get that hang time out unless you have your melee already out and ready to go before you go into the air. So it feels like you're not really able to do it quite as fast as you would, you know, the usual combo when you're doing like the Aksha or stuff, where you would blast them down, detransform, do a stun, and then go into your aerial downswing or whatever to do the extra damage. And honestly, I don't really see a lot of Akshas do that anymore just because it's so drawn out. You kind of just get in trouble for it. But I feel like this should be able to do it. And maybe we'll see some more videos where it's a little bit more capable and not me running it, and it'll actually be more common. So that'll be interesting to see. But flight control program level 3, emergency evasion system level 2. So we get 2 rolls on this thing. Anti-blast stabilizer, because of course it's a 2 melee raid. I would hope so. Shield break stance mastery level 1. Transform flight. Detransformation optimizer. So this is a little bit interesting. Increases turning performance when changing from a transform state back to normal. So yeah, normally it would apply the usual hang time kind of like turning rate when you're just like barely able to go from like one side to the other. But this lets you whip around real tough, which is also not only good for redirects when you're still have enough boost to transform again, but because you're also scanning the area in order to line up an aerial downswing depending on where you're at. That's also very useful for that. Or just, you know, getting a stun on someone that you know is pursuing you. So, on top of that, we have special wing cushioning, which is 30% HP reduction for, or HP damage loss when being hit in that spot, and Cyclone Neutralizer. So this is supposed to be the gimmick. It's also its own kind of version of Biosensor, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. So it activates at 30% HP, boosting mobility and extending Psychic Immune lock-on time by 250%, so it's harder to lock on. The funnels and all that good stuff. Damage taken to unit HP is reduced by 50%. It also reduces range weapons reload and overheat recovery time by 50%. A lot of just straight 50, you know, reductions and stuff on here. They're pretty chunky. Nullifies all reactions except for stagger due to cumulative damage only at the point of skill activation. So you get another get out of jail free card, much like the other Zetas that have any kind of biosensor or stink lines going on with them. So overall, pretty stacked. When you're in your transformation, obviously a lot of that goes away. The wings cushioning still apply. Transformed reinforcements, so reduces stagger when hit by consecutive non-suppressive projectiles while transformed. So you get your own kind of version of DC here. Transformation optimizer reduces sorcerer gauge consumption and by 60 and reduces sorcerer gauge consumption while moving by 25. Break stance mastery, because if it didn't have it, the ram attack transforms shock dampeners as usual, so nothing super crazy or out of the ordinary for the transformation. Having the reinforcement and stuff is nice. Let's look at the enhancement list as well. So, like I said, I already got the custom part thing on here for this, but because we don't have anything equipped on these and we do these test videos and stuff naked, it's not really gonna apply. I also kind of forgot to do the part things on this for the other suits, so I might just show those here because oops. So for this suit at least, when we're talking about the Red Zeta, anti-melee reinforcement 1, so +1 to melee resistance, -3% to recovery time from thruster overheat, +1 to melee modifier, and at 2690 we have complex expansion level 1. We're not really seeing a lot of like complex expansion slot level 2 or anything recently. Anti-melee reinforcement level 4 for the first unlockable upgrade, so +5 to melee resistance and +5 to melee modifier for the final one at 8070 once you actually do the unlock itself. We're gonna retroactively do the one for the narrative because oops. So let us look at these real quick. Anti-beam armor reinforcement level 1, anti-beam armor reinforcement level 1 for this as well, or melee for this. +1 to melee modifier for this, and the complex expansion comes at the end at 1830. Talking about our other unlockable stuff here, we get +4 to anti-beam modifier for the first unlockable 3660, and the last one is +4 to melee in general, so 5490. But going back to the red Zeta, that's the long and short of it for that. Let us switch that back so that we can check this out. I'm gonna make sure that I got my buttons proper. Yep. And we'll show off some of the stuff that this has going on in our practice or match here. But in general, definitely kind of looking forward to being able to run this more. It does look kind of edgy. Look at that weird. It's almost like a like a mud crab or whatever. A hermit crab. That weird tail, which is supposed to just be like the binder and back kind of thing. But yeah, neutral shot there. Just regular stun. Good accumulation on something that has damage control, by the way. Pretty impressed with that. I'm gonna try to hit this too because it also has it going on. Still enough for that. You're pretty much just blowing your entire 6 shots, but that's okay. And then, as you can see, when nails make contact, that's just enough to do a regular stun. There's no accumulation there. Those are all just straight up regular stuns there. And then we'll also, I kind of want to do it on that just because it's a support, but I like doing the counts for like Vulcans and stuff on things that don't have damage control. I'm pretty sure this doesn't, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 15 or 16 there on a mag that's got 60. So you're pretty good firing rate here. Obviously, you're probably going to be doing that while you're also on the move. Getting into the transformation real quick for the other stuns, we got a regular neutral stun, like I said here. And pretty much either 2 bursts or 1 there for that. The melee then, like I said, brings it down for that, and then the downswing, like you saw earlier, puts them all together. It doesn't travel super far. The downswing for this, again, mostly just like him doing like a step. Oh, I didn't even hit the triangle again. What the hell? And then the side swings. And because you got that melee combo controller too, you can do 3. So it's got a decent reach on this. Maybe around here, so depending on what you had to hit. You do gotta be a little bit careful of the angles for those. But again, because you are working on that that skill that actually lets you switch between them relatively quickly, you're gonna be able to do a good amount of damage from those downswings and all that good stuff. But this is a suit that you can do a lot in, but it also has a lot of simplicity. Like I said, especially because that one's so slow. But you can do both downswings in the air. Honestly, depending on what your situation is, you're probably going to get more use out of the advancing downswing a little bit more. But you know, if you want a little bit more coverage in the other angle and you don't want to risk swooping too far and whiffing on a unit that you're probably trying to smack out of the air or whatever, you can definitely get some better coverage with the regular saber in that situation. Keep in mind that you do have a good amount of turn and a little bit of grace there when it comes to how far back the downswing on the double sabers goes. So you can go past people and still catch them, get some decent damage in there, and of course, more importantly, put them on their ass. So not a super complicated suit in terms of how much stuff it just kind of has to bring to bear on people, but very solid kit and setup. And I would say the one not really like hardship on this, but it is a little bit unfortunate, especially considering the cost range that it's at, is that they gave it all this, but you have to keep in mind this is a 3-star suit. And to a certain degree, I don't even really know if that's much of an excuse. That's just kind of what I'm figuring. But it doesn't have a heavy attack. So as to where a lot of other things tend to at this cost, This is pretty much just relying on that optimized melee so that it can switch between these really fast and just really get some good chunk and damage out. While on top of just the regular kit. And the grenade launcher being able to stun on contact is pretty generous as well. Like, you can legitimately do like the burst down into like grenade, and even if they're still stunned by your regular shot here, the grenade barrage lasts so long that you can pretty much just get them with the last couple ones while still just doing the damage. You know, so like that's pretty useful. I actually like that a lot. But that's enough yapping about that. We do have a few matches. I'm not super sure which one I'm gonna pick here, but there are a couple. But we're gonna run one of those matches from our rated stuff when we were testing this out right around here. We'll see though. Because again, like, to anyone who still has the raid C packs and the other Rizal raid and shit similar to that, essentially just anything with a heavy attack, like, you're still gonna be able to bowl this thing over when it's trying to get on somebody and stuff.
Here we go! Commence operation!
That's the event. I like that it has the sped up transfer between melee and all that stuff too, and the sped up turn is actually pretty nice. Oh boy! Oh my lord! Yeah, I got still a pain in the ass though, which is really embarrassing. Stop.
Damage shouldn't affect you much. You've taken some serious damage. Whoa, your mobile suit is—
Oh my god.
We captured a beacon.
No, he's got no leggies.
Pick where and how you'll sortie.
Oh,
An
shit,
ally
fine.
has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Good luck!
Is that the raid?
The enemy's captured a beacon.
And already up between the guns are slocking rough though. Nothing venture, nothing gain.
Damage shouldn't affect you much. Your ally's been knocked out!
God.
Some serious damage. Whoa, your mobile suit isn't looking good. Your legs are about to go.
I got no leggies.
Pull out of the hot zone! Your ally's been knocked out! Ah! Long-range supporting fire's coming in hot! Oh no! Your mobile suit has had it! Firing's over! The supporting fire scored some nice hits! Time for cleanup! Your ally's been knocked out! An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit! Your ally's been knocked out! We captured a beacon! Good luck!
IS-2 is still in pilot. Oh. Too fast.
This damage shouldn't affect you much. You've taken some serious damage.
It's like you wrapped over and just didn't do it.
An ally? Don't give up yet! Hang in there! Bomb planted an enemy base! Enemy mobile suit destroyed! Whoa, whoa, your mobile suit isn't... An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit!
Really?
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit! Left in the mission. Demolition of enemy base successful. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. There's a bomb planted in our base. Enemy mobile suit destroyed. Your ally's been knocked out! An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit! Long-range supporting fire's coming in hot! Firing's over! Ugh, that supporting fire did practically nothing! No! They blew up our base! Oh no! Your mobile suit has had it! An ally has destroyed... The enemy's captured a beacon! Your ally's been knocked out!
Oh shit. There's a bunch of them coming in too. No.
Time has run out!
Ooh. My god.
Yeah, we won!
It really didn't feel like again. Good old raid life. Somehow that was another
This
first.
battle's rewards.
There goes all of our dailies. And a good chunk into our limited missions as well. So that was our rated match in the Red Zeta. Overall, I will say as a generalized thing for most of those matches, it definitely was raid life out there. You know, I got first place in a couple of them. It didn't really feel like I was doing first place work. It was probably just mostly the circumstances of those matches. But it is a fun suit. I do feel like, just from thinking about how I was fighting there, I was spending a lot more time transformed and kind of bursting things down before I could actually get in there with melee. It does have a decent amount of skills and stuff to get in there with. But you gotta remember, even with this thing's special skill for neutralizing or like trying to slow down like funnels and stuff, you got a lot of stuff being thrown at you at this cost, especially when it comes to range. You also have the Rosella Defensor melee type that has an insane heavy attack and the same kind of versatility that you have as a transformable suit, if not a little bit more so. So it's a little bit tough to be like, oh man, this is like a must-have or kind of like a definitive suit for the cost. I wouldn't really say it is. I'm sure there are some people who have been excited to get their hands on this suit, and for those people, I would say you can't really go super wrong with running this. Because I mean, it's got the output. There are just going to be some situations, especially when it comes to things coming in with heavy attacks, that if you're spending too much time on a target trying to get that extra damage, especially with how slow that regular downswing is, because it's just this big 1-2 kind of like swing, you might get in trouble in a couple situations. But like right there, like you can cancel out of that pretty well and do the usual shot. You just really gotta watch yourself. But I like this thing. I'm glad that we finally got a suit after so long too, so that might be a little bit of bias for me. But that is the long and short of it for the Red Zeta. So until next time, this will be Gustav the 13th. I'll talk to you all in the next one, and be sure to check out our other video about the narrative 500 general, because that thing is definitely going to see a lot of work from a lot of people. Alright, talk to you guys later.